This meditation has to do with balancing out and balancing to a greater degree to assist us with our own alchemy, our own personal transformation, and becoming more one with our natural divine essence or self. As I just mentioned a little while ago, is that, as my friend John Armitage likes to say, in order for us to ascend, we must fully descend and truly become human, be real. And so what does it really mean to be real? What does it really mean to be human? What does this mean? Becoming more one with our own divine self, becoming truly one, and releasing the resistance and denial from our own natural state of being, and of being one with the earth and the elements of the earth. As we become more one with ourself, we're also becoming more one with the earth and the universe and all that is. So that's what this meditation is about, is becoming more aligned with our natural state of being. So, in alignment with the will of everyone's I am presences. Stating to my own I am and God Self Monad and Cosmic I am, to connect in with your cosmic I ams and monads and I am presences. That all is in alignment with the will of your own divine selves and will of Mother Earth and all that is. Now ask the assistance of Mother Earth and also the energies and the elements of the earth during this meditation. We'll start off with the element of wind. With all elements, we have this perception of these elements, either the wind and the fire, or the element of the earth, or water. We have our perception of what these elements are, such as their third dimensional understanding of them. But just as our own being is multidimensional, so are these elements. All the elements of the earth are have multidimensional aspects. As we are integrating more of our multidimensionality, we are also integrating more of the multidimensional aspects of our, beingness. And this includes the multidimensionality of these base elements that make up our being. So as I mentioned, we'll start off with the element of the wind, the air. So take a deep breath. The element of wind flows. The element of wind is what brings us the air and the oxygen that oxygenates the body. It oxygenates the blood that feeds the brain, that allows us to have clarity. So as with your breathing right now, the air that you are breathing is increasing in oxygen to levels that are more sustaining for our physical body. Over time on Earth, the percentage of oxygen has been declining because the amount of trees and so on have been continually being cut down. The trees are the lungs of the earth. It supplies us as humans the oxygen to breathe. This is tied into the support mechanism that the earth supplies to its children. The element of wind blows in the air. With the air, we breathe. With the wind of the earth, it spreads and equalizes the energy on the earth, in the air, above the oceans, above the countries, blows from the North Pole to the South Pole in streams that flow very similarly to the actual wind in the air, and how this wind and air flows around our body through our energetic systems. And when we breathe in, we're breathing in this natural divine essence, this our natural divine element of air or wind. As we breathe in, we breathe out. This element circulates our energetic systems exactly how and in the same way the earth breathes. Now equalizing and aligning the elements of our being, the levels of our energetic structures, cellular structures, DNA, levels of consciousness, and aligning the element air, wind. Take a deep breath. Allow the energy of your breath to circulate your energetic systems. Allow it to equalize and balance the levels of your energetic systems, the levels of your physical being, your mental body, your emotional body, your spiritual body, and how these bodies play together. With your breath, you are able to equalize and balance these levels. Activate, activate, activate. Greater harmonizing of the expanded expression of the air and ether. The expanded expression of what this means in a multidimensional way of this element of our natural divine essence. Which assists us in connecting and being more of our real divine natural essence of what it means to be human. Now moving on to the element of earth, or you could say the dirt itself, or the ashes, or the element of earth that's tied into like the crystalline structure of our physical being. It is here that's tied into our cellular structure. And this cellular structure is developed from the patterns that are laid out within our DNA. Many of this DNA that's held into the physical structure is now it's time for it to be transmuted, so that we may, say, go through our metamorphosis from a carbon-based being more into a lighter form of silica, more higher vibrational beingness of our multidimensionality. So again, with the assistance of Mother Earth, the element of Earth herself and physical, again the multidimensional aspects of what this means, Aligning our multidimensional of this element of the physicality, the structure of what we know as physical earth, and the multidimensionality of its knowingness of our own eternal natural being. We are an expression of the earth. The elements of the earth that we are in physical are simply a product of the earth herself. Hereby aligning, and activating the element of earth and the multidimensionality of this that allows us with our transformation, our metamorphosis of growing from the caterpillar into the beautiful butterfly, and allowing us to know how to fly. Aligning. Now on to the element of water. Again, ask the assistance of Mother Earth and the element of water, the collective consciousness of water on the planet. But not only on the planet, but also the multidimensional aspects of this crystalline substance we know as water. It is the water that flows through our veins. As we know through our traditional medical background as scientists on Earth, is that 70 to 80% or even more of our physical bodies are made up of water. It's based in water. The majority of our being is water. It has a crystalline base. We also drink this water that keeps us hydrated, that allows us to live. Again, the water of the earth has been polluted. It has all kinds of chemicals in it that we've been drinking that basically distorts its own purity. This impurities and so on build up in the body. It's time for us to cleanse and clear these impurities from the levels of our water in the body. And as we do this, we are able to bring and allow this cleansing to take place on a global level, to bring balance to. It's not a matter of what has been bad or what has happened to this point. It's a matter of our choice of how we handle it from this day. So, with the assistance of Mother Earth again, and the element and multidimensionality of star water, aligning the elements, aligning and activating our cellular structure and the element of water in our physical being. As we do this, we're able to cleanse the body of these toxins that are in our bodies, that may have been building up through our whole life, that gets built up within our organs within the body, that gets built up and stays within the skin, that may be affecting our consciousness from being vibrant in itself, and joy and happiness from flowing. So we'll take this also to another level and take our focus to the collective consciousness of water on the planet, into the oceans, into the streams, and just radiate this divine purity of the divine essence of what the base element of water is, and back to that natural element a pure divine essence, and it just radiates through the earth. What once was out of balance is now in balance. As our bodies become more efficient and also flowing with greater purity, so does the earth. Because again, we are reflections of one another. The water element is now balanced. Harmony and balance, flowing, flowing, flowing. The molecular structure of the sacred geometry in the water is raised in vibration. The geometry begins to change. It begins to mutate. That assists our metamorphosis again in evolving our physical forms into a lighter density. So take a deep breath. Now moving on to the element of fire. The element of fire is the element of change. Transmutes form into one into the other. It is with the fire we can change the element of water from a more of a liquid into, say, steam, or into another level of its own essence. All the elements are multidimensionally, have multidimensional nature. The element of fire is what turns the physical body into ash. The element of fire is what transmutes. But the element of fire also has multidimensionality, has multidimensional aspects. So with the assistance of the collective consciousness of the element of fire, and it's multidimensionally into the sacred flame of transformation. Working this flame of transformation with the base element of fire through the levels of our energetic systems, down through our DNA, down through the impurities, down through the toxins that are no longer relevant, down through the programs that have, say, limited our own connection to our divine natural state of living, of being a pure divine essence of what it means to be human, to be one with the earth, to be one with the universe, to be one with all that is. And the sacred flame now vibrates and raises with intensity. And as you release, so does the violet. And this sacred flame dissolve all that no longer serves you and all dimensional levels of your being throughout all time and space in alignment with the will of your I Am presences. Dissolving, dissolving, dissolving. And anything you wish to throw into or release at this time, just see it going into this sacred flame. And as you do, it's automatically dissolved. Mental patterns, emotional trauma, physical trauma through the cellular structure, continually going back and forth through the levels, dissolving all that no longer serves you in line with the will of your I Am presences, and all that you are willing to release at this time. The sacred flame then transmutes into frequencies of complete harmony and balance through all levels of your being. Now, Now moving on to what's called the element of ether. It's just eternal light. It's the, you could say, the element of source light. And there's many different views or understandings of what this is. It's our eternal light. And as we breathe in this light, it continues to assist us with our own, say, living on this eternal light. Our bodies, in many ways, and our DNA has been living in mostly dormant state. Our energetic systems, we've only been using a portion of our brain capacity and our portion of our energetic systems that are available to us. As we are integrating more of our own knowingness and oneness with the earth, we're activating this dormant DNA, these dormant energetic systems, this dormant, say, ways of our eternal beingness, our natural state of being, our authentic self. So it is here, with the assistance of Mother Earth, in the element of ether, activating our energetic systems, our cellular structure with this element of ether. It brings with it the codes of vitality. It flows through the smallest elements within our body, energizing the dormant levels, energizing the DNA, the expansion of our consciousness, so that we may begin to start living more in this light of this eternal light of prana or ether. It flows and regenerates the cells within our body to greater degrees that assist us with our own metamorphosis again into a lighter density. Flows now through the energetic systems, aligning. And as we breathe, we're spreading it through our organs of the body, our brain and the cells within the brain, our skin, our bone structure, our lungs, our hearts, down into our digestive system. The element of ether flowing. Down into our legs, down into our feet, and out into our energetic systems, down into the earth. Activate. Now bringing all these elements together in harmony and balance with one another. These elements are not separate. They work together as one unit, just as our body works together in a unit, just like the physical body, the mental body, emotional body, and spiritual body. As we become more one with ourselves, we become more one with our natural state of beingness. These levels of multidimensionality begin to work together and alchemize. This is the alchemy of our personal transformation into a lighter, dense form. From the carbon-based form, more into the silica-based crystalline structure of our vehicle. Aligning the elements that we've just cleared and activated through the elements and levels of our being. And as we do this, we're releasing the density. We're releasing also the denial from our authentic divine selves. We're releasing the separation that we've been holding on to and denial of our own divine essence and who we are, who we truly are. Allowing that expression to be embodied. All just begins to fall away. just begins to dissolve through the levels and structures that we've built and we've held on to. The levels of beliefs of our own and denial of our own divinity. All those things just begin to fall away. And this remembrance and these alignment of our own divine elements of being then radiates out into the grids, from the space, into the collective consciousness. Just this remembrance is a awakening. It's a rejoicing back into who we truly are. In that way, it allows other people and other beings to breathe in their own knowingness, to be physically their own divinity, and no matter what level or what shape or size or what form that is. The water on earth and the diverse star water that flows through the universe and the galaxy becomes one in vibration. The purity of the water, crystalline structure, flows with greater ease. The fire of transformation allows the transmutation process to take place as we walk from this day into tomorrow, and from there. The element of ether and eternal light that we are flows with greater ease and combines with all the other elements and allows for this grounding and knowingness to descend and become more embodied. This is a divine balance. It allows for our divine balance to become embodied